The summer solstice, do you like what we're wearing here? It's coming up next week, next Wednesday. But this weekend, one of the coolest mansions in Minneapolis is marking the solstice with a big celebration.
The Midsummer celebration takes place this Saturday at the American Swedish Institute. And this morning, we're joined by Ingrid Nyholm-Lange to tell us a little bit more about what's planned. Hi.
Great. Hi, good morning. Thank you so much for having me here. But you're absolutely right. Midsummer is one of the biggest festival days for us at the American Swedish Institute. It runs from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. We will be doing head wreaths with real flowers.
Yeah, I smell really good right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have live music going all day, and of course we have lots of activities for families, and then great food and drink as well.
You got it all. Tell us a little bit about this holiday and why it's important in the culture.
Yes. So Midsummer is really talking about that summer solstice, when we have these long days with lots of light. The exact opposite of what happens 6 months later.
Yep.
And so it's really a celebration for family and friends to get together, celebrate summertime, and the fact that we get to be together. And whether you're in Sweden or here in Minnesota, our summers are short. So we have to really enjoy it while we have it.
Mm-hmm. We do. We embrace. One thing you can say about Minnesotans when it comes to summertime, you know, everybody's outside, you know, for as much time as possible, and this is a good way to mark that summer solstice. So some of the, you know, fun, creative things that you can do is create, for instance, what Shayne and I are wearing are these little flower crowns.
Exactly.
Why don't you take us through that process?
Sure, absolutely. So I'm going to give you my secret tips for the best head crowns.
Love it.
So first thing you need is some jute or twine, and what I do is tie a knot in either end, and that tells you exactly how
big your head is.
How big your head is. Exactly. And once you have that, then what you go to is you start building your head wreath. And I always like to build it flat. It's easier that way, I think. And so I start with my greens, and then I go through.
What kind of greens do you have here?
So these greens are just actually from my garden.
Wow.
Yeah, so sometimes I'll clip 9 bark, which is a very popular Minnesota bush, or even lilac. So really any green you could use. There is no particular one. As far as flowers, I love to use daisies. I love to use asters. And in Sweden, actually, most of the time we use wildflowers. But I don't have too many wildflowers here in Minnesota that we can use. So quite often we'll go with daisies, asters, things like that. And also baby's breath, because there's nothing better than having that extra little kind of
filler
pop
flower
in there. Exactly. And so it's really just about building your floral head wreath. And so I usually do that by taking a couple of flowers, adding in a little bit of baby's breath.
And what you've got here wrapping around it
is wire.
When people come to do it, will they start from bare scratch, or is it going to be the twine with the wire already ready so you can just stuff it?
They start from scratch.
Oh, they do it all.
They do it all.
Okay.
And one of the things is because we really want people to know how to do this.
Sure.
So whether you're celebrating with us at ASI or you're celebrating at home, you always have the ability to do it. So teaching people the process is actually a really great thing to do. Now this year I'm also using some extra fun colored wire. Sometimes people just use the florist wire that you can get. And so you just kind of start adding them to...
Just twisting it in there?
Just twisting it in there, in between the leaves. You just twist them in, and you continue to build upon it until you get to the point where you have a full head wreath.
And of course, once you have this, I feel like you need to do the whole circling dancing.
That you do.
Okay.
So this is a midsummer pole.
And this is a
baby one.
This is a miniature version.
This is a baby one. Our midsummer pole is almost about 20 feet tall.
Wow.
And what we do is the same thing. We wrap it in greens. We put crowns or rings of flowers on it. And then with the live music, we do a lot of what we call song games. And those are games and songs that you sing as you're dancing around the midsummer pole. Some of them are about being on a merry-go-round or hopping like a small frog. And those song games are the same whether you're here in the States or if you're in Sweden.
So those are true to the traditions of how it's
very
celebrated.
true to the traditions, absolutely.
Are there usually ribbons that somehow are involved, or something that you end up wrapping the maypole with?
Not a maypole, yes, but this is technically a midsummer pole. So maypole and those ribbons that you're talking about really happens on May 1st.
And we're here on Midsummer.
Hence
so
the
and we're
May.
doing Midsummer.
I get it.
Okay.
Oh.
Exactly, exactly. And this year, our Midsummer celebration is extra special because we're opening a brand new exhibition called Leaving Your Mark. It's a U.S. premiere for a young Swedish artist, a wood carver, and that's opening up on Saturday as well. So we have him in town. And with that means that he'll be there doing live demonstrations, giving artist talks. And really, it is a family festival day. And we just invite everybody to join us, whether it's part of your culture or it's a culture that you want to learn more about. It's a great place to bring family and friends.
Speaking of the culture, how do you say midsummer if you were like in Sweden?
Yeah, you would say glad midsommar.
Glad Midsommar.
Yeah, glad midsommar.
Glad Midsummer.
Yeah.
We discussed that ahead of time. Is it midsummer or midsummer?
Yeah, and really, you can say it either way.
Thank you.
And no one will get upset.
It works.
Good.
It works.
You said it's family friendly, and some of the food and drink. What is the iconic food, or some of them that people will find?
Hot dogs.
Sure.
Pickled herring with potatoes. And then the best thing ever is strawberry cake. So it is like a nice soft cake, and then we put fresh strawberries and, of course, whipped cream.
Love it.
Of course.
That's perfect for summer.
It's
You're
all
right.
it's all that summer yet, between the flowers, being outside, really enjoying nature, having head wreaths, listening to great music. It's the way to kick off the summer celebration.
And the most beautiful setting.
Yeah.
And the most beautiful setting.
Dreamy.
Absolutely.
It's dreamy.
Yeah.
Ingrid, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
The Midsummer Celebration is this Saturday from 10 to 5. For tickets and more information, you could head to asimn.com.
All right, we'll keep our crowns on for the Jason Show coming up next on Fox 9. He'd appreciate that.
He will. Jason Matheson joins us to talk about 10. He might be
Right.
talk about what he has at 10. He might be jealous.
I'm a little jealous.
Are you?
Yeah.
It's okay.
I mean, I have fresh flowers on the set.
You do?
but- yeah, I know.
Do you want us to make you a crown? We just learned.
I'm not really a hat person.
Okay.
But thank you. I have a giant.
Put it out there. She put it
Yeah,
out there.
thanks. I appreciate it. Coming up in just a little